Okay, we're going to go over two slight variations. One of my favorite setups to get into that position where we're fighting for the Kimura. Just setting them up from side control. Okay. So number one, part of this way. So just when I land here in side control, one of the first things I'm thinking about is if I can start to isolate this wrist and take this wrist away from the body. Okay. One of the simplest ways to do that is to just hug tight with my cross face and my underhook and start pushing my chest across my partner's shoulder like this to take his wrist away from his body. As I push with my chest, there will come a moment where I do have to loosen my cross face to continue pushing across here. So that arm's going to be ready to come around and start isolating this wrist. Okay? If that's as much as I can get, just my shoulder and bicep blocking his wrist, that's fine. I'll lock down here. Okay? Make sure I keep his arm trapped, and then I'll start looking to tighten things up for my attack. But really, what I really want to do when I come around is go all the way down, like I'm trying to get to his elbow, touch his elbow here. Okay? Now, if I get this far, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to use my underhook, and I'm going to pick his elbow up, and I'm going to put my other arm like a second underhook, even deeper, under his elbow. And I want to always be reaching my hand like towards his belly button. Okay? Once I have that loop created, I can take this hand out and I block his hips. As I block his hips, I start to walk around to that north-south angle. My ribs touch his jaw and his cheek here. Now, from here, we're going to get to this same position for both of our setups. Here's where you need to have in mind a clear distinction which way you're going. I just call them the high way and the low way. One's up into the armpit, one's down onto the elbow. So the high way first. As I get up here to the north-south angle, right as I'm going parallel with my partner, as I'm going over his head, I'm going to rock my weight back. I'm going to chop my wrist bone as far as it'll go, wedging it super tight into my partner's armpit. Okay? So you see my weight is actually pretty much off my partner for a brief second here. As I drive back in, I face the way that I want my partner to face, and I step. Okay? As soon as I get here, as I look for my Kimura grips, I also want to block his back with my knee so he can't go back down to the mat. Now lock my Kimura, I start to come over his bottom arm, and here we're in our position where we're looking to grip fight and finish. Alright, so now we're going to go over, again, slight variation, but it's very important you keep them distinct in your mind. We're going to go over the low way. So now where my control is going to be going more towards my partner's elbow. So this is all the same beginning. I start to make my attack here. I lift, replace that underhook, hand on the belly, block the hips, walk my ribs to the north-south, touching my partner's jaw or cheek. Okay? Now, for the low way. First of all, this is about right, okay? You see the point of my partner's elbow is just about to slip out of my loop entirely. That's exactly where I want it. I want way down at the limit where I'm about to lose the elbow is actually where I'm going to be able to create the most pressure. Now, as we do this, okay, so for just one thing to bear in mind, sometimes they might throw this hand around, try to join their hands together in front of me. Yeah, okay. In which case we just, he joins his hands, which I don't like, but we start fighting for our Kimura here. He exposes the wrist, okay. But most of the time, he's going to try to avoid me getting this second grip. So he's going to keep this hand on my shoulder or on the back of my head. Exactly like he's doing here, so I can't reach it. When this happens, I need to make sure I'm never opening up, lifting to try to make space to go and catch his wrist. Okay, I want to do the opposite. This is why we call it the low way. I'm going to drive everything towards his knees and his feet when I go to attack this style of Kimura. So, same exact movement as the last one. Right as I come right through the center of the north-south angle, now I'm going to push my shoulder, same way, pushing my shoulder into my wrist bone. I step and I drive my partner. Now, from here, I'm actually going to touch my head to my partner's thigh. Okay? Inner thigh, outer thigh, bottom thigh, top thigh, doesn't matter. But I'm going to touch my head to one of his thighs. Because right away what this does is he won't be able to join his hands together. Okay? Good. Now, again, I don't want to be here. If he's fighting, try to get your hands together. Okay? And I try to go here. Alright? It's never going to work. If he's already trying to get his hands together, okay, he's going to be faster than me. Every time I lift, he's going to touch his hands together. Okay? So, from here, I'm going to push my shoulder in, until I can touch his wrist right here. Not giving him a chance to ever touch them together. Yeah, so there's two of my favorite setups, getting to the Kimura attack from side control. Just remember, even though they're similar, you don't mix and match them, or you don't try to do a hybrid of the two. You have to be going all the way up into the armpit or all the way down onto the very point of the elbow to create the pressure. You don't want to be right in the middle. Okay, thank you.